Today I'm going to be talking about the pledge ships in Star Citizen and how important they are, or are not, to the evolving game that is Star Citizen. For a new player to the Star Citizen franchise, it can be quite daunting to see all those expensive pledge options that unlock new ships from the online store. Today I'm going to try and alleviate some of those fears and sort of describe the sort of situation for you to help you sort of understand and how this may be changing. Now, of course, you only need a starter pack to download and play the game. What I'm talking about here is as if you're going to want to spend more money, more of your hard-earned real-life money, to get new ships inside the Star Citizen universe. Now, the reason I'm making this video right now is we're in a time of great change on this subject. If you went back 6 months, the answer would have been a resounding yes. If you want to experience all of what this game has to offer, and you want to experience everything that there is, every little aspect of the game, yes, you're going to need to start upgrading your ships and getting more ships. But times are changing. In fact, in another 6 months' time, I think the answer is going to be the complete opposite. No, you don't want to purchase upgrades or better ships, as all you're going to be doing is reducing one of the key motivations for playing this game. And I just want to say one of the key motivations. Obviously there's a lot more motivations to play the game than just this one, but you will be reducing this sort of main motivation for me, the early sort of game motivation to sort of progress, to work your way up the content and ship ladder. But before we go any deeper into this discussion, I think we should just make sure everyone is aware of these changes, so at least we know we're all talking from the same page here, singing from the same hymn sheet, so to speak. The past few patches have added ship purchases and rentals into the game, and before this, if you wanted to try another ship in the game, you had to either buy them yourself with real money or have a friend willing to say, right, here's mine, have a shot, have a go, if you think you're hard enough. But no, seriously, you either needed to buy them or have a friend that has already bought them to even try them. These in-game purchases of ships, in combination with the true persistence, which is inbound soon TM, we don't have a date yet or what actual patch it's going to be in, we just know it's going to be soon, the developers are talking about it constantly as soon. So yeah, those two things in combination, we're going to have a pretty decent solid game on our hands with some solid in-game progression. Now, I realise that there are still probably going to be wipes, but I realise there's still probably going to be wipes with this new true persistence, as they call it, but I'm expecting an average of maybe 1 to 2 wipes a year instead of the average we've got right now, which is 1 to 2 wipes a quarter, with a final wipe probably when the game is fully released, just to make sure everyone's on the same sort of level peg, balance, all that kind of jazz. I expect there'll be a release day wipe as well. Now, with this longer time between wipes, we can actually work towards goals, and the work becomes meaningful because we're not just earning worthless money, we're actually earning money that we can spend on some very nice, meaningful rewards. Because at the end of the day, it's a big part of human nature to enjoy meaningful work that has meaningful rewards. So opening your wallet and using the pledge options to get access to the larger ships is going to make you skip the early game content completely. Because why be an interplanetary delivery boy like Fry from Futurama, scraping together enough wonga to outfit yourself with the means to take that first step up the ladder and discover new gameplay when you already have access to those higher steps of the same ladder? If you already have the reward, the work is not meaningful. The key is meaningful work for meaningful rewards, and without that reward, the work just doesn't feel meaningful. Now, I don't expect everyone to agree with what I have said so far. We're all human, we all have different things we enjoy things differently. But the next part of the video is going to be even more opinionated. And I don't mean that in a controversial way, I actually mean it in a good way. As sort of everyone's different and they have their own opinions and tastes, etc, etc. So what we are going to talk about now is how much should you spend on pledgeships? I sort of think that this will be a spectrum, with people that want to start out rock bottom with nothing over on one side, and people that are wanting to start with all the nice shiny new toys on the other side. But I'm expecting most people to be somewhere in the middle of these two things. Myself personally, I have bought an upgrade for my Mustang starter, and I chose the Mustang starter because it has a $5 more trade-in value when swapping and trading in. So yes, so I got my Mustang starter and I upgraded to an Avenger Titan. As all I'm really doing here is taking the best bits of both starters and merging it into one ship. The jump between the original starters and an Avenger Titan, to me, does not feel big at all. It doesn't feel like it's very rewarding. It's not unlocking a ton of new content that you can't really do in one of the starters already. But for some people that will be too much already. It's like, no, that's something extra. You should start with rock bottom. But for me, I want to just have that sort of, it's not even a full step up the ladder. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. It is just like a little, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just having like a luxurious starter set. There we go. That's a good way to describe it. It's like a luxurious version of the starter set. It's not a step up the ladder yet, but it is obviously closer to being that first step up the ladder. But yeah, I'm starting to ramble now. As an extra little piece of side advice here, I'm going to say that I think it is a fantastic idea to pick up the Squadron 42 combo right now, as it is far cheaper purchasing them both in this combo pack than it is buy them separate. And the extra wee bit of advice that makes this go the extra mile is that you can currently, well, you can melt packs. So Squadron 42 is not a thing right now. I recommend if you do that, get that combo, you melt it down, and then you can use the full proceeds from melting down this combo to buy yourself the regular starter pack, and then upgrading your Mustang to an Avenger Titan. And you'll get the Avenger Titan then upgrade for free. Then when Squadron 42 is right round the corner, you can then melt down your upgraded starter pack and use it to get the combo pack that is probably not going to be available close to 42's release, because you've bought it before. And then at that point in time you can make the choice, yeah, I really like the Avenger Titan, I'm going to fork out that wee bit extra for this luxurious starter pack, as I'm describing it, instead of starting completely rock bottom. Or you can go, no, I disagree, I want to start out with absolutely nothing and work my way up to the very top. It's up to you, but it's just, you can do that right now, at least for now. If you are wanting to start out rock bottom, it would give you the chance to try out the Avenger Titan and see if you do want it or you want to completely skip it. Next thing I want to talk about is a very situational upgrade you may want to consider, and that is upgrading your starter to the Reliant Core. This ship is basically a lot like the Avenger Titan, but slightly worse in most of its regards and stats. But it does give you a second bed and co-pilot seat, which explains why it is slightly more expensive than the Avenger Titan. So if you have, now this is the situational part, so if you have a single friend that you want to play together all the time, and you want to start as rock bottom as possible, but always be in the same ship, because that's what you want. You really want that sort of crew sort of gameplay, like multiple people, one ship. Then this would be your rock bottom in that very sort of situational thing. That is as far as I'd recommend taking real money played ship purchases, as the next step after this would be the Drake Cutlass Black or the Misk Freelancer variants. And this is the first step that it would feel as a meaningful reward for me, like something I could easily work towards in the game and earn, and when I finally get it, it is something big, it is something meaningful. And so that's why I personally think, right, this is the stop. Like for me, the Avenger Titan upgrade is fine because that doesn't feel like a meaningful reward to me. That just feels like a luxurious version of the starter packs. And the Cutty or the Freelancer to me is a meaningful reward, so it's something I want to work towards. Both of these ships give access to new ways to interact with the online universe that are going to make the previous gameplays feel redundant, but there is the argument to be made that both of these ships are going to give you the best bang for buck when it comes to having as much content right out the gate, so you can do as many things in the Star Citizen universe right from day one. So I do see it being a very popular choice for people when it comes to spending real money on ships they want to have right out of the gate. Just for me, it's that reward I want to work towards. So for me, it's too much, but I can definitely understand people wanting to have it right from the get-go. A last sort of final option I want to cover that is obviously not going full ham, just opening your wallet and buying every ship you want, and that is the entry level specialized ships to a specific industry. If there is a specific industry that you are excited for, you could make the argument that spending your real money on, say, a Vulture for salvage or a Hull A for trading would just be saving you time, as you're not really interested in the other forms of gameplay. Again, personally, I'm not too keen on this idea, as those ships feel like meaningful rewards to me that I want to work towards and earn without pledging. But if all you want to do is do the industrial or like salvage or whatever, then I can definitely understand you want to have it right from day one instead of actually having to earn the gameplay that you want. There is the balance there as well, that these ships are obviously going to be very specialised, very good at what they do, so they are going to be really good at making money early on. So if that's what you're desperate, you want to get ahead of the game making money, there is an argument as well. You may want to purchase one of these just to give you a head start in the sort of money making side of Star Citizen. But you've also got to remember that these ships are quite expensive in the terms of real money as well. Let's talk about the Prospector here. I think it costs about $150, something like that, which is about 1.5 what a Cutty Black costs. So it is really quite expensive in terms of real money as well for these sort of ships. So with that, I've sort of covered the basics really there, and after that it's going to be up to you to take your information and see what you thought. You've heard my thoughts and feelings on what you should be pledging just for access to the ship, as I'm saying just for access to the ship because at the end of the day these are still pledges. They are meant to be supporting the development of the game. The in-item rewards are meant to be a bonus. I did see someone on the Reddit forum saying that they had purchased 2 accounts. One, they were buying all these big glorious pledge ships and spending a lot of money because he wanted to support the game. 2, he wanted to be able to try them out and experience it in the alpha, and then he's bought the second account so that on day 1 he can have this account that has nothing and has to earn his way all the way back up to unlock all these cool ships and rewards, which I thought that was like a really... If I had plenty of money, I'd probably be doing something similar, but I got rambling again, but time to stop rambling. I hope I've given you the information and food for thought that will help you make your own decision that suits you so you can get the maximum enjoyment out of this game. For my next video, I plan to cover the early game progression that we sort of touched upon in the later sections of this video, and take into consideration the many situations that you may find yourself in and the vast array of options that are available to us in this game. So with that all said and done, I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye.